key thing in the military, is having, really obvious goals and understanding your role within that. And, the same applies to the business world. Yeah, I think being part of the military community, I was a commando, so I was in an elite, arena, and I think it gives you that confidence that you can endure. There's a series of tests just to get that first step into that world. So you can perform at a high level, and the value that is placed on that is really obvious, and something that you have to show and demonstrate yourself. So I think it gives you that confidence. But I was medically discharged from the military, so it took me a little while to understand that actually these skills we learn are quite process driven, and I didn't take that into my civilian life straight away, as daft as it sounds. I was kind of doing a bit of everything and not much of anything. And once I really sort of thought back to those key values that I'd learned, that sort of, integrity, being a good team member, being accountable, those simple things, I really, started to enjoy life a bit more and really find my purpose again. I'd missed being part of a team, and I'd missed having a purpose, a reason to get out of bed. So the smart thing I did, and the thing I really enjoy talking about, is how we establish that and how we encourage teams to embrace that, and even successful teams. It can be easy too, for the flames to dull a little. But actually, for me, it's about having a purpose where we can keep that exciting, fresh, and staying process driven really helps that. A key thing in the military, is having really obvious goals and understanding your role within that. And the same applies to the business world. I think good leadership is often setting out the blueprint, setting out the direction of travel, and just ensuring that everybody understands their role within that, and that's that's what I do now. That's what I take into my daily life, really understanding what my goals are they attainable, and how do I achieve them. So I think the military teaches you to be quite simplistic, but it also helps you achieve. So yeah, things that stick around in the military tend to be pretty useful. Yeah, so when I joined the elite sort of sport environment, the first thing I noticed was the attention to detail. So like the planning. So every single thing that we did had a purpose. Be that an individual session, or pulling out and looking at the season ahead. Everything sort of centered around optimizing time, optimizing performance to ultimately achieve the fastest speeds in the big races in the summer. So yeah, it was really, really interesting to go into that environment, and I think one of the key things I also learned was about feedback, honest, raw feedback, and that nobody's too big or too small to receive that, and I'm talking about, being compassionate with that, not just pointing out failures or areas of development, celebrating success, is a key part of it, and something I brought, into the team. I said, I can't always be negative. I need to celebrate the small wins. So yeah. For me, it was that absolute attention to detail. Understanding what I could bring, to achieve that. Understanding what I had to do to achieve, the big goals of the summer races. But also, it prevented me from becoming overwhelmed. And I think that's what elite sport and the environments are very good at. British rowing are fantastic at just simplifying that process. You understand where you need to be. You understand that every session, has a key purpose, which helps really create that buy-in that's required. Especially when you're rowing in my situation with a partner. You both understand. What the plan is. How you're going to get in sync and race well together. But yeah, so I think it's about that. I think it's understanding your role. And elite sport is a harsh environment, because ultimately it's quite black and white in terms of trying to deliver the ultimate performance. But it's how we get there. It's that blueprint, and I think that's what good coaches and leaders are able to do. Just like the military, it's creating the buy-in and creating the ethos that actually each day turning up, delivering, giving 100% is what's going to get you, to those exciting opportunities.